Welcome back, everyone, to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 99 today. Shout out to Jay Crowder as we are having our 99th episode.
Boss Man 92 in the building.
We've talked about the 100th episode ever since like episode 80, honestly, but like we are one episode away from 100 episodes, which is super crazy. Like I said, we say this all the time, but we're actually almost there now. Yeah. So it's unreal.
Yeah, we're going to hit that 100th episode and not have a way to intro our podcast anymore.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to have to say,
we're getting the 200. Like,
like we're going to lose that spot.
We're getting the 1,000.
I've been having a lot of fun with these lately. Like, especially lately,
Same.
like the last 15 episodes have been so much fun to record and stuff. It's cool. This whole 100 episodes thing is nuts.
I know.
Like, it's really, we can talk about it now because I guess we'll have guests on.
Yeah.
Later. But, having something to do that I'm not just, naturally good at. Not saying I'm naturally good at everything, but, I'm not, some incredible speaker or anything.
Right.
So, us starting a podcast, and it was okay, I got to get better at this. And every single time I'm coming in, and it's okay, let's do this better. Let's do this better.
I wish that we could, because for a 100th episode, we did think of an idea, and we have an idea. We're not going to tell you guys. We'll just wait until it happens. But there's going to be some guests on the show you've seen before. That's all I'll say. But I kind of wanted to do a react. I wish we would have recorded our first, because we didn't start doing YouTube till the 30s or 40s of our podcast. So I wish we could do a reaction to our first ever episode.
Yeah.
And I've listened to our first ever episode plenty of times, but it's so different. We clearly are just we're trying to be confident, obviously, but we're just not. It's not really about confidence doing the podcast. It's more just about being smooth, I guess.
Yeah,
there's
you're
literally
a rhythm.
just talking. Talk the microphones and the cameras are not there. Just how we normally would, you know?
Yep. There's a rhythm and flow to it.
Yeah, and we know when to, even though I just interrupted you, we know when to stop and let the other guy talk. That was a horrible example. But
we know when to come in and we have our own pieces. We're smooth with it. We move way better. I was serious. Our first one on Apple is episode 20 something. What's the first one on Apple Podcast?
Oh, yeah, because our first ones were on SoundCloud. Yeah, if you were listening during the SoundCloud days, shout out. I think our first, only 7 or 8 episodes were on SoundCloud.
For real?
Yeah, because we were only allowed, 10 hours or something like that? Yeah. So it was probably, our first... Actually, yeah, it was probably, our first, 12 or 13 episodes, because we used to have, a time limit. We would make sure, let's not get over 40 minutes or whatever, but now it's, whenever we're done, we're done.
If you were ever bored, or even if you're just listening to this, don't be afraid to click off and go to listen to that first ever episode on Apple Podcasts. It literally sounds like we're talking into oil drums.
Oh, yeah, our mics are pretty trash, too.
Everything is trash. The whole production was awful.
I just remember in our first episode, too, we were just I would be talking and be all right, you want to go? Or
exactly.
You got anything else you want to say? No, you just talk.
The growth has been unreal. I mean, we don't even have to try. We have to try to not make it 2 hours long. We could talk about, we could sit here and talk about the NBA finals that we just watched for 2 hours
But
straight.
we just have shit to do. If it was noon right now, and we had nothing to do the whole rest of the day, I could sit here for hours and just talk about anything. If I just had topics ready to go, I could talk about anything all day.
Just keep on moving.
Yeah. I saw a tweet that, this is getting super off topic.
It's okay.
I saw a tweet that was dudes will stay up till 3 a.m. talking about or discussing the 2013 NFL draft, or just, it was just saying random stuff like that. Or seriously though, I could sit up and talk with my friends about NBA players from when I was 10 years old, or college players that I used to watch when I was younger, forever. Fantasy football players,
Well, it's the other day when we were talking about the Orlando Magic, and I bring up Aaron Aflalo, and we're what?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a name you don't hear anymore, and there's so much nostalgia in that. And sitting up with your boys talking about it, who all experienced it too, is unreal. We've all grown up Michigan State, Big Ten fans, super fans. Mm-hmm. There's nothing better than talking sports with the guys.
Definitely. But yeah, episode 99 today. Episode 100 we'll be doing this weekend. We have something special planned for it, and it's going to be super fun. I'm really excited for it. And yeah, if you've been listening, like we'll definitely do more thank yous and stuff once episode 100 happens. But if you've been listening this whole time, whether this is your first time listening or if you listen to every episode, thanks. Because I mean, we're not like a huge podcast, obviously. Like we don't have a crazy amount of listeners. So if you are one of our listeners, thank you, because we really do appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, I don't really think I've
0 listeners or 70,000. We're probably still doing this every week
just because it's fun.
It's so much fun. So anybody that tunes in to have fun with us, like, means the entire world to us.
And speaking of people that tune in, let's give a shout out to the people who commented on YouTube and Instagram. Shout out to Braylon Zucker, who commented on YouTube for back-to-back episodes. I feel like he's going to be like a every time type of dude. So shout out to you, Braylon.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out that dude. And he's got a strap now when he hoops. Just shout out Braylon for his strap.
He's gonna be crazy.
Hold up. I got to fix the camera.
All right. Also, shout out to Jordan Weber. He commented on Instagram back-to-back weeks. He's another guy that is consistently commenting. And shout out to Jagger. He commented. He's been on the show before. He commented on our Instagram as well. Patty Mills is the GOAT was the comment. If you want us to shout you out, we will think of something to say during the episode, whether it's at the end, randomly in the middle, and we're just going to say something random that you should comment. You can comment on our Instagram, YouTube, TikTok if you want. Like I said, check us out on TikTok at High Tempo Podcasts. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and download our stuff, man. And on YouTube, obviously.
If you're watching YouTube right now, something's wrong with the charger on my phone. Might go wrong. It's at 19%. Probably won't finish the video, but it'll have like the first 30 minutes. Charger won't work. My charging port's so messed up since I started working in dusty areas all the time, dude.
How long do you think your battery will last at 20% right now?
I would hope half an hour.
Yeah.
But like,
we'll see.
We'll see. And it's not like it won't be on YouTube. It'll just be a black screen. I'll put our logo or something for the rest of the video.
True. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, we got a new thing in our room. Easton got that new Detroit Lions bottle cap. So.
I hope it's in frame. I made sure it was in frame, so never mind.
But yeah, episode 99, episode 100 will be this weekend. But let's talk about what we got to talk about today. And that is the NBA Finals, ladies and gentlemen. The 2021 NBA season has come to a conclusion as the Milwaukee Bucks win their first title since the 1970s as they defeat the Phoenix Suns in 6 games. Giannis Antetokounmpo wins Finals MVP after scoring 50 points last night, becoming the 6th or 7th player, I think, in Finals history to score 50. We were talking about it last night. Me and Willie and Barry Hill were watching the game, and it was just like as Giannis was getting closer and closer to 50, it was just like 50 is like during the regular season, 50 I feel like is not as a big deal as it should be just because we're so used to guys like randomly scoring 50. But in the finals, dudes don't score 50 unless you are LeBron. Like
or Michael
if you're
Jordan.
LeBron or even Jordan don't really consistently put up 50 in the finals. Like he didn't. Like that does not happen like that very often. Even Bron, I can't remember.
He did it like
I remember when he
twice,
scored 51 in game 1 in the JR game. The game where JR he scored 51 in that game. Other than that, I can't think of a time he scored 50.
Yeah, and he had like multiple 40-point games.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, and 40-point triple doubles and stuff.
Yeah,
but
40 points are actually, I mean, surprisingly, how many there were? What, 5 total in this series alone?
Yeah,
D-Book had 2.
Book twice. Giannis
had 3.
Yeah, so which is crazy. But like, dudes don't score 50 in the finals, especially in the clinching game to win the finals. Like. Giannis,
that's a game 1 hype type thing.
Going into this game, I saw something on Twitter that was saying that Chris Middleton should deserve a serious vote or a consideration for Finals MVP. Giannis put all that to sleep as he literally carried the Bucks to this win. I'll let you talk about it.
Initial reaction. So I'm sitting there watching, and I'm this whole game I'm rooting for the Suns, the entire game. I'm rooting for the Suns, hoping for a Game 7 more than anything, and then a really good Game 7. We got a hell of a Game 6. Super tight, super close, big shots, big moments.
Great game.
DeAndre Ayton should retire after that Brook Lopez dunk. I mean, he got posterized.
Yeah.
Giannis posterized
that
somebody.
Dunk got the crowd going crazy,
Didn't Frank Kaminsky have a poster? No.
Yeah,
no.
He had a dunk, but it wasn't a poster. Kaminsky played actually well in his minutes.
Kaminsky was balling.
He played pretty good.
But I'm watching it, and the game's coming to an end, and I expected to be much more disappointed to watch the Milwaukee Bucks win the finals. And all of a sudden the confetti starts coming and and Giannis is celebrating with 20 seconds left. And
yeah, when Giannis and PJ Tucker were on the other side of the court starting to go hype, that was pretty cool.
There was something so refreshing about seeing the guy, like Giannis says, who didn't leave. He stayed there. He's been there for 8 seasons. Him and Chris Middleton both have been in Milwaukee for 8 straight seasons and finally brought home the chip. That's inspiring in itself.
This sounds really like we talk funny like this all the time, but they got it out the mud, for real.
They got it out. They had the biggest shovel in those trenches, bro. They got out.
I mean, they were in the Milwaukee days where they were trash, 2nd overall pick, drafting Jabari Parker, just a horrible day. Milwaukee was a laughing stock, one of the laughing stocks of the league, never a big market team. And yeah, like we said, I mean, Giannis, a year ago today, I mean, not a year ago today, but last offseason, Giannis was talking about, where's Giannis going to go in free agency because the Bucks lost to the Heat in this disappointing series when they were the 1 seed, back-to-back years of being the number 1 team in basketball record-wise and not even making the finals. And it was like, all right, Giannis is going to leave and go somewhere in free agency. And Giannis never said anything about this. It was just assumed because Milwaukee was never going to build a good team or a good enough team to bring him to the finals. And Giannis has always, since the day he stepped into the league, talked about how loyal he is to Milwaukee and how he wants to win a championship in Milwaukee. And he signed the Supermax last offseason, and everyone, even you and me, said that he probably shouldn't have signed the Supermax, whether he wanted to stay in Milwaukee or not. Signed the Supermax even before they made the Drew Holiday deal. Committing to Milwaukee to build the team around him. And it paid off.
Imagine being a team and you're ultra superstar. You never have to worry about him. He's not in the media saying bold ass shit about, I need a new player. I need a new side. Yeah. All he cares about is I'm staying in Milwaukee and I'm winning one. He's literally the tweet from 2014 that he tweeted. I've been vocally a non-Giannis fan, not a Giannis hater, but just not a fan of Giannis. I don't love Giannis. I don't adore him. But man, was I happy to see him win a chip. I wasn't happy as a fan. I was happy as a fan of basketball.
I would say I was happy as an
mentality.
NBA fan.
Yeah. Giannis has, as a 26-year-old in the NBA, he has achieved everything that a player can achieve. Back-to-back MVPs, All-NBA, first-team All-NBA, 5-time All-Star, Depoy, NBA Finals MVP, he's 26 years old.
Yeah. Giannis, there's a good chance that he will win at least 2 more regular season MVPs. Not at least 2 more, but at least another one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's competing with,
he could.
Luka and Zion are coming up.
Yeah.
Zion's
but, Giannis he's a top 3 player in the NBA. I think, I would say undisputably a top 3 player in the NBA. Right?
He's my number 1.
He's top 5, no doubt.
Question.
You
can't. He's
you
top
could
3.
maybe argue top 3, but I think he's top 3. But I could see dudes saying Bron, KD, Steph, something like that, But I think he's top 3. Actually, I don't know though. I don't know if he's better. We'll talk about this.
Dude,
this is a later discussion. But
let's just talk about how much we love it.
Giannis, and he's 26 years old. He's only getting better. He's entering his prime.
Just started it.
It's going to be really crazy to see the development of Giannis and the dominance of him throughout these years because, Milwaukee really flipped a switch. They came into these playoffs as disappointing the last 2 years and didn't make changes. Mike Budenholzer, even if they would have not won the finals, he might have still got fired. But he did make good adjustments throughout that series.
Bobby Portis.
He really did. Bobby Portis minutes went up a lot. Bryn Forbes was a guy who was playing a lot early in the playoffs because of his shooting ability. When, in the Phoenix series, he didn't really need to play because they didn't really need Pat Connaughton would do the same thing as Bryn Forbes, but play solid defense as well.
Yeah.
And, he made good adjustments with his subs. Giannis obviously wasn't going to play 48 minutes because of his injuries or his injury that he suffered in the conference finals. So he trusted Chris Middleton to take a lot of big shots, which Chris Middleton is kind of been known to do. So, lately, Chris Middleton, I think, had the ice shot in this game when they were up 4 with 50 seconds left. That fader, crazy shot. When he shot that, me and Willie were like, "Whoa, why is he? Oh, he made it!"
Me and
I
Jack
think that
did
iced the
same
game.
thing.
I really think that iced the game. The confidence to take that shot. But yeah, like you were talking about how you weren't really rooting for Milwaukee, but as Milwaukee was winning, it was like, whoa, they're like, this is cool. That's literally how Willie obviously Willie's been rooting for Phoenix like the whole series. Like he said, I'm hopping on Phoenix bandwagon. And as this game developed, I got into like the second half, third quarter, he literally was like, we all were rooting for the Bucks.
Yeah.
Even Barry Hill was, and he doesn't like the Bucks neither. But it was just something about that game was just like, holy shit, Giannis and the Bucks are gonna win the championship. Like,
it was one of those like, holy shit, Giannis is getting one.
Yeah.
Like, this was a guy that I was concerned about.
His legacy so early in his career. Think about how many times Giannis's legacy got brought up in his career already.
His legacy's on the line.
Yeah.
Legacy on the line.
Back-to-back MVP, his legacy is on the, because,
He's 25.
This dude built a wall on him in back-to-back playoffs as the back-to-back MVP, and then comes out this year and is easily the most dominant player in these playoffs.
Easily.
Maybe if KD in the Nets, like he was playing, but Giannis dominated more than KD did.
I literally don't know if healthy KD and healthy Nets, KD dominates more than Giannis did.
Yeah.
The dude shot like 60%, averaging 34 a game and 17.
And he was hitting, Giannis wasn't just taking it to the rim every single time. Obviously, he was a lot, but he was hitting a lot of little post fadeaways. He hit a good amount of mid-ranges. He hit a 3 last night in their game. And then the biggest part about last night was his free throw shooting. Only missed missed 2 because of the one at the very end, but pretty much he only missed 1 the entire game. And that had been the X factor. He was shooting pretty poorly from the free throw line most of the playoffs. In the finals, though, he shot free throws pretty well, especially in their game last night.
So did you see I'm going to go off topic and get right back on it. A Milwaukee bar gave out a shot for every free throw Giannis made last night. Can you imagine being at that bar?
17 free throws, I'm pretty sure.
17 shots.
Like for each person?
For each person. They gave
How
out a
many
shot.
people they stuff in the bar? There had to have been hella people there.
Had to be. But, that is awesome.
That's awesome, yeah.
Let's talk about some big moments in this game. There was a period in the third quarter where Chris Paul was getting extremely open, unbelievably open, and just stopped hitting his mid-range jumpers for 4 possessions in a row.
And the thing, he shot the ball well overall in that game, and he scored the most points in the game for the Suns. I would say Chris Paul had an all-around good game, but the Suns kind of had the momentum early in the third quarter.
That little spurt where he quit hitting those middies, it was
that's when the Bucks took over too.
It was oh my God, and then he didn't look confident shooting them all of a sudden. All of a sudden, they were all hitting the front of the rim and bouncing around before they went in.
Even he had that one short little mid-range that was literally in the paint and it went in and out, and it was just oh man, you got to hit that, bro.
And the Suns, in the fourth quarter, it showed, but I want to bring up another big moment. Bobby Portis's technical foul.
Oh, him running down the court.
You can tell Bobby did not understand what kind of moment he was a part of.
Oh, I know. Literally, when he started running down the court, all of the Bucks players were dude, stop. Please stop.
Giannis goes this.
Yeah, so Chris Middleton bitched him out.
Yeah. You got to realize, you're in the NBA Finals, dog.
Trust me, Bobby Portis, that wasn't a foul on that play on him. He played clean defense, it was not a foul. But it was called a foul, and I can't really sit here and say you shouldn't have reacted like that because I probably would have got pissed too. But
I know I would have done the same thing.
But I don't think I would have been running down the court dude. You can't be getting a technical foul from something like that in the NBA Finals. In at home Game 6. If Phoenix ends up winning that game, you know how hard it is going to be to win Game 7 going back to Phoenix.
Even crazier, you're not Giannis. You're a role player on the Bucks getting this huge technical foul call that you can easily avoid, and you should because you're a role player. Role players should never do these things.
Exactly. Stuff like that will get you put on the bench for the rest of the game.
And they didn't. Coach Bud kept him because he is the most
playing well,
energetic player ever.
He definitely got them going.
Yeah.
The craziest part about this game, too, was even late in this game, it was a 4-point game. And it was close, 2-point game at one point. Booker started hitting his mid-range shots. But it just it really didn't feel at all like the Suns were going to win this game in the second half of the fourth quarter because of how good the Bucks' home court advantage was. The fans were going crazy. And, every time the Suns got a bucket, the Bucks would kind of answer with either a bucket or a foul ahead of the free throw line. But home court advantage, I think, played an absolute huge part in this, which was so refreshing to see after, no fans for a majority of this season. We pretty much didn't have a full packed stadiums until the playoffs. Yeah. So super fun to see. Shout out to the fans, not only of Milwaukee, but of Phoenix too.
Yeah. This game, like how you mentioned, the Suns never felt in control. The Suns scored like every bucket extremely tough. Like
Booker's shots were tough. I mean, they were playing clamps on him.
They were clamping these Suns, and they were just hitting some tough shots, which they do. I mean, D Book's one of the best shot makers in the NBA now. Like, he's a top 15 shot maker, no doubt. But the Bucks were getting like easy buckets. Like, they were just, Chris Middleton would pull up, hit a midi, Giannis would dunk on somebody.
Would just go right at the rim.
Yeah. This game, I think the Suns' age finally showed. Mikal Bridges had some bad moments down the stretch. D-Book had some bad moments down the stretch. When Cam Johnson played in this game, he never looked comfortable. He never looked all there. DeAndre Ayton's in foul trouble the whole game. DeAndre Ayton was in foul trouble,
yeah, exactly. That really hurts them. Even though Kaminsky did put in solid minutes, like, because then when Ayton is on the court, it forces him to play not as aggressive, which he's already a guy that doesn't play extremely aggressive. Yep. So when he's got 4 fouls, in the second half, it's like now he's really got to not. He's gonna try to play straight up and not foul, and it's just too easy for Giannis to score on him.
I mean, look at who played. I'd say the best 3 players on the floor. Okay, that's wrong. But 3 guys who had incredible games for Phoenix Suns: Frank Kaminsky, Jay Crowder had a really good game, and Chris Paul, all aged veterans. I mean,
Kaminsky, I mean,
he's a vet because he's been in the league.
Yeah,
so
just because he's been in the league, but like he's not like a
he's not like some stud.
He definitely
vet,
isn't
obviously.
like Jay Crowder and.
No,
Chris
absolutely
Paul,
not.
Yeah.
But he's aged and he's old, and he kind of like it just felt like he
play well. Yeah,
knew what he was doing.
Phone call from Iran. So
from Iran?
Oh, I just got to shut up on there.
I was like, am I getting a phone call?
But yeah. What I was gonna say is about the Phoenix Suns. I want to say too. The narrative on the Suns and on mainly Chris Paul got flipped so hard, bro.
And Book.
Everyone was hopping on the Chris Paul, Devin Booker, like, CP deserves the ring. As soon as Milwaukee tied it up 2-2, that shit was like
out the window.
Night and day, bro. Chris Paul doesn't deserve a ring. Real NBA fans realize that Chris Paul doesn't deserve it. Giannis deserves it more. Well, why does it have to be this guy deserves it more? Why is that even a thing, dude? Like, I don't get it at all.
What do you mean deserves it more? What about
what have they done what has Giannis done that makes him deserve it more than Chris Paul? Same way with Chris Paul over Giannis. Like,
yeah. What, is it because Giannis has, like, is it because of awards? Like, oh, he's more of a awarded player, so he should win
I don't get it at all.
The big game?
I mean, and yeah, I would have loved this. I think Chris Paul deserves a ring as far as, like, I think he just has played in the league so long, and I would love to see him win a ring. That's what I mean when I say he deserves a ring, because he's one of the greats, and it would just be awesome to see him win it. Not like he deserves it because...
He is so tough-nosed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just something stupid.
So hard.
I just don't get why, like, everyone is starting to hate on Chris Paul and Devin Booker all of a sudden. The Suns played a great series. They went up 2-0. Then the Bucks just dominated in the final 4 games. It's pretty simple. If the Suns end up pulling out that game, I think they win in Game 7, and they almost did. Shout out to Monty Williams. He went in the locker room, the Bucks locker room after the game, and gave a shout out to the Bucks and all of them for playing such a tough series. And this NBA Finals was one of the better NBA Finals we've had in the last 10 years. I mean, like, it was a phenomenal Finals.
One of the best
Giannis
NBA
had one of the
seasons.
best. Giannis had one of the best Finals performances we've seen since LeBron was in the Finals. I mean, like Cleveland LeBron, I would say. So, like, super, super great Finals. And like you said, a great season as well.
Yeah, this season, through all the injuries, through all the COVID, turned out to be an incredible season of basketball and really good basketball.
Just to suck about the injuries, obviously.
Yeah,
but
obviously
what are we going to do?
But, like, we got to see 2 extremely good basketball teams play against each other. These were teams.
Which was great to see.
And 2 very small market teams. Watching the Bucks win one should give every fan of any small market team, like the Charlotte Hornets, who have LaMelo Ball, or the New Orleans Pelicans, who have Zion. You guys have young, budding superstars. Giannis just set the example of what you can do.
You can do it, yeah.
You don't have to leave and go join Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo in Miami. You don't. You can do it.
Now, if you did, like, that would be kind of cool.
And it'd be easier.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt.
Like, you could leave now that you won one, but imagine you request a trade.
Hey, get me out of here.
But, yeah, I get what you're saying, and that's what me and Barry Hill and Willie were talking about it last night. I mean, mainly me and Barry Hill, just because we're both big Pistons fans, but I was just like, seeing Giannis win it when he really just started breaking down, crying, I literally was just like, dude,
it almost moved me.
This is awesome. Like the Bucks, think about guys that are on their team that they brought in via free agency. Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis,
PJ Tucker,
Pat Connaughton. PJ Tucker was trade.
He was trade? I don't remember.
The three guys that played, had significant roles. Brook Lopez is the top guy as the fifth best player on the team, fourth best player on the team. All the rest
fifth
of their
in the
guys,
finals. 4 normally.
All the rest of their guys were either via draft or trade. That's awesome. Like, they drafted Giannis, their superstar. I think that's you draft the superstar and you trade and draft the other pieces around him. Drew Holiday was obviously via trade. Chris Middleton was trade, but I'm going to count him as draft because he was so early in his career when he got traded to Milwaukee. So it's just like, it gives me so much hope as a Pistons fan. It's with Cade Cunningham coming in. Like, Cade hopefully can be our superstar, and we put the pieces around Cade to build a championship team.
You can do the same thing on the other side of the ball. Obviously, Suns have Chris Paul. That's their big free agent. Chris Paul and Jay Crowder.
They traded for Chris Paul.
And then Jay Crowder was their big free agent signing. Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Book, DeAndre Ayton, Cam Payne, who they just picked up.
Yeah.
Like, here.
And played well.
Come to our team.
Yeah, he's our second biggest free agent signing.
Yeah.
Cam Payne.
Like, these small market teams just prove they can do it. Did you see the thing?
Build a team the old-fashioned way, yeah.
Chris Paul and Devin Booker, apparently after game 1 of the finals last year, texted Jay Crowder and were like, hey, we want you to play with us this year.
I heard something about, like, they both called him and stuff, but I didn't know it was during the finals.
Hey, come to Phoenix.
Like, during the finals? Like, during the...
He was in the middle of playing for a different team. And
didn't the Heat win game 1 of the No, I don't think they did. I think the Lakers went up 2-0. I don't remember.
I have a bad memory when it comes to that
the Lakers went up 2-0. But anyways, yeah, like, the Suns went up 2-0, and there's that legendary picture of Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton sitting in the press conference laughing because a reporter asked them a question about, coming back from 2-0 or, like, how tough it, like, just a stupid question.
A stupid reporter
Can you
question.
guys come back from down 2-0?
No, we can't.
It's over, bro.
We're done.
Let's just call it right now. It's best of 3.
Yeah, we're outie. We don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, but I do want to say Giannis's stats in the finals because they're crazy. In the NBA Finals, I just have the 3 main ones. I don't have percentages. Or I wish I had his blocks because he had 5 blocks in the game last night. But Giannis averaged 35.2 points, 13.2 rebounds, and 5 assists in these finals. Only other player to average 35, 10, and 5 in a finals was LeBron James, and he only has done that once in 2015, his first season back with the Cavs. So, like, the fact that LeBron's only done it once is pretty remarkable. No other player has done it, only them 2.
LeBron was also like 31.
Yeah.
Giannis is 26.
LeBron was in, like, the middle to end of his prime. I mean, his age prime, the prime should be.
What least. A normal guy's prime looks
exactly. But yeah, like, I want to talk about Giannis's legacy or whatever because we were talking about that. I mean, right now, Giannis, like we said, he has accomplished so much at such a young age. I mean, Giannis's ceiling it's
best power forward to ever play.
Is top 10 player of all time, I think. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna be, but, like, now that he's accomplished pretty much one of at least everything you should have as a top 10 player of all time. He can only grow from here.
His numbers
he could win
only
no more
get better.
MVPs. Think about how many guys are in the top 10 players of all time that only have 1 MVP or 2 MVPs. Most of them. I mean, a lot of them are like that. So it's obviously rings are a huge factor, so he's got to win some more rings, but this is just a great start.
Yeah, and, it's crazy to think, like, literally a year ago, we were sitting here questioning Giannis's legacy, and we weren't questioning it as hard as other people
but, like,
were.
The ESPN was, like, everyone was.
And we're sitting here now talking about, this dude can be a top 10 player ever. I don't see why he can't be the greatest power forward of all time, but Tim Duncan's tough to beat.
6 rings,
Tim
5 rings.
Tim Duncan's numbers are really hard to beat, and I get that, but, like,
never missed the playoffs. kind of tough.
You're right.
But I mean, Giannis
he's only the
is,
seventh best player of all time. I think on both.
I had top 5.
Yeah, you had him at 5.
He's 5, yeah.
Yeah, I think I had him at 7.
Free balling right now. No looking at anything. Where is Giannis right now? Top what? All time. He's definitely top 50, like no doubt. Yeah.
Probably
top 30.
Probably top 30.
Right?
I was gonna say 30 or 25.
Probably top 25
30.
might be pushing it.
Yeah, probably
because he is still so young.
MVPs.
2 MVPs, Depoy Finals MVP champion. I mean, that's a really good. But it's so hard to just think right now. Okay, right now, Giannis or
Charles Barkley.
Oh, it's got to be Barkley, right? No? Yeah, probably not. But I mean, I don't like this.
It's not fun anymore.
Well, it's just so hard because Giannis has only played in the league for 8 years, you know? Like Barkley's, we know his whole career. So it's just
it's tough.
It is tough.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I'm disrespecting Willie. I feel like I'm disrespecting Barkley saying that, but no, it is probably Giannis. Is Giannis a top 5 power forward of all time right now?
He's probably 5.
Ooh.
Dude, 2 MVPs? Dirk, KG, Tim Duncan.
KG, Duncan. Okay, yeah, but just the 5, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just naming
Karl Malone, Barkley, Giannis are the top 6.
Yeah, that's top 6.
I'm trying to think if there's another guy we're just forgetting about, but I can't think of no other power forward that has done what Giannis has done. Like
other than like the top 3 guys. I mean, Karl Malone has 1 MVP, I think.
Yeah.
And no finals.
No finals. But he also is like second all time in points.
Yeah.
So like
yeah, and it's tough, obviously. Okay, so let's look at a different guy, just real quick.
I was gonna say D Wade. Or
I was
Giannis.
gonna say Dwayne Wade.
Way.
Dude,
no
there's
way.
no shot.
I don't know why. I just thought. I mean, I kind of like saw the Heat over here, so like that.
I was thinking the exact.
I was gonna say Chris
same
Bosh,
guy.
and I was like, no, it's for sure Giannis over Chris Bosh.
But Dwayne Wade,
D Wade or Giannis, probably like all time rankings. It's probably still D. Oh, D Wade has no MVPs, but like. He's been a top 5 MVP guy.
Multiple times.
Probably
first time
more
all
times than Giannis.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been an All-NBA player probably more times than Giannis. Obviously more all-time in points and every other stat.
3 rings.
3 rings. 1 Finals MVP, too.
Yep, over Shaq.
Yeah. And without LeBron.
Yep.
As of younger than what Giannis is right now. So.
Really?
I mean, yeah, he was in 06. He drafted in 03.
Oh.
But he was a multi-year college player. So.
Yeah.
He was probably like 25.
Yeah. Really quick tangent since we're talking about D Wade and LeBron.
He might have been older.
You saw Eric Schaefer's Snapchat story the other day?
Yeah, he
Melo, LeBron, and Dwayne Wade on the sidelines.
Yeah, I know.
It's nuts. Absolutely crazy.
That is pretty nuts. But yeah, let's talk about the Suns for a couple minutes before we move on. The Suns next year. The West obviously is going to be loaded. This year, I think for the Bucks and Suns was like one of their few chances to. I mean, the Bucks could be back for sure, but.
The Suns
probably not. Like, I mean, Chris Paul said he's not retiring, obviously. Like, did you see his interview or whatever? They were asking him, like, about what's his plan for the offseason. He was like, we got to get back to work. Like, he goes, I got a taste of it, and I want it again, you know? And he goes, I ain't retiring if that's what you're trying to get at. Like, and he kind of, like, made fun of the dude who asked the question.
Like, idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, I'm not retiring.
I just was the best player on the second best team in the NBA.
Chris Paul technically can be a free agent this offseason. He has a very large player option that he probably will decline. I mean, he took his team to the NBA Finals, even though he was, at one point, his contract was viewed as a bad contract. But he's probably just going to sign a longer contract in case of an injury or something. I would assume he stays in Phoenix. I would be very shocked if he leaves Phoenix for the Knicks. That's what everyone is saying.
So, speaking of that, there's been hella reports from the Lakers. Like,
Chris Paul to the Lakers,
extremely interested in
God.
Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul.
Westbrook on the Lakers will be fire. But how did they even do it?
They're saying
they can't.
The whole thing is like the Lakers have basically already committed to the sign and trade of Dennis Schroeder. Like they're already
They'd have to sign
him.
Schroeder to a big deal to match some salary because, I mean, yeah, they can sign. They have his rights, so they can go over the cap to sign him. But it's like, who's going to want Dennis Schroeder on a $28 million contract?
And if you're the Suns, why would you trade Chris Paul away to get worse?
Yeah, the Suns won't trade Chris Paul.
I thought that was kind of
If Chris Paul leaves, it'll be free agency. The Wizards, as far as Westbrook, Westbrook's making crazy money though, dude. Like that. I don't know, but.
Anyways, Suns.
Yeah, the Suns, they're going to get better. I mean, Cam Payne's gone, But other than him, who's all gone? That's like a key player to their team.
Nobody.
They're getting better. Maybe
you're keeping your top 7.
You're keeping, yeah, exactly. Your starting 5 is solid. Your 6-man Cam Johnson is there. Who's their 7? I'm trying to think of.
Probably Campaign.
Yeah, but he's probably gone. I mean, he probably gets a decent contract from.
Who's 7
somebody.
now?
Yeah. But I think you could probably flip Jalen Smith while he's still younger for a guy who can come in and help right now. Unless you still have faith that he can be something, but he just really didn't play a lot this year. But yeah, the Suns are going to be back. It just depends on, I don't know if Chris Paul's age is going to start to catch up to him a little bit, you know? But all the other guys are younger, so they're going to get better.
Yeah, I guess. But even with his age, it's like
and they all got that experience too this year.
Whether he ages or not, like whether his age shows or not, I'm not sure this team stacks up to the rest of the healthy West.
True. But it's hard to just say that because it's going to be the healthy West.
And they were the 2 seed.
When have we ever seen a full healthy, you know, like we said that same thing last year and then everything happened.
Yeah, and they killed the Nuggets. I mean, they weren't
They weren't healthy though, yeah. So.
No team they played was, except for the Bucks. But they also went 6 with the Bucks and started off 2-0. But you're right. Their team gets better. I don't see them being immediately back to championship form. I think it's going to take a few years again. But like this team, Phoenix fans, you should be happy. Also be a little nervous.
Yeah.
Because this might have been your shot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if Phoenix gets another chance at a ring anytime soon. By that, I mean, like, within the next, 2 years.
Yeah, 2 seasons, what I'd say.
But they obviously still have one of the best young cores in the NBA, led by one of the better leaders in the NBA, especially at the point guard position. And, yeah, I think the Suns will still be a very good playoff team next year. And I'd be shocked if they're, a first-round exit. But so many things can happen from now until then. So we don't truly know.
Every team is one injury away.
And I do think that these playoffs is super good for the Suns players because they, DeAndre Ayton really improved in these playoffs, and he took a huge step just from regular season to playoffs. So hopefully he can bring that again. We don't have to worry about this bubble stuff where, is he actually going to be good? Like, Ayton did this in a real, he's going to be good. Yeah, Booker, he's going to, these were these guys' first playoffs ever.
Yep.
Cam Johnson played really well. Mikal Bridges played really well. These guys now had that experience where next year maybe that can help them out a little more.
Yeah, big time Mikal Bridges fan over here.
Oh yeah,
huge.
And I do, it does suck that Chris Paul couldn't get a ring. I will say it does suck because it would have been awesome to see him get a ring. But I was super happy to see the Bucks do it. Quick, way too early finals prediction next year. Go. Pre-off season.
Nets versus Clippers.
Really?
Clippers in 6.
Really? All right, I'm going Nets Nuggets.
Wow.
Nets win. Nets in 5.
Yeah, easily.
But I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows? That's way too early. I probably won't remember this.
Way too early prediction. Yeah. So obviously we'll do an actual one after free agency and everything. I think we're ready to hop in though so let's talk about
the news.
Before we talk about news, let's talk about what's going to happen in the NBA now. Now that the season is over, we hop into my favorite part of the NBA season, and that's the offseason. I love the offseason so much. I mean, I love the playoffs. I probably do like that more than the offseason.
You love the aspect of building a perfect team.
Yeah.
That's your favorite
and
thing
I just
in the whole
love the
world.
draft and stuff, too. So pretty much that, yeah. But the draft is next Thursday. We are 8 days away before Cade Cunningham is a Piston, and I cannot wait because it's going to be so awesome. But, I mean, some crazy stuff is going to start happening in the NBA. Now that the season is over, we're going to start seeing trades and stuff. The Warriors, they gotta move these picks. They're not gonna pick at 7 and 14. We're gonna see something go down. Ben Simmons, is he gonna get traded before the draft that involves draft picks? Who knows? Is he even going to get traded? I kind of have a feeling he's not even going to get traded, which I think that would be a shame.
I think it'd be awful for the franchise.
I still do think if Ben Simmons for CJ McCollum swap, I think that benefits both teams.
What a perfect trade.
I think the Blazers with Ben Simmons would be good. I think that Ben Simmons would do well with Dame. Now, I do kind of want to see Dame out of Portland, though, so we'll see what happens with that. But
there is so much stuff.
Colin Sexton's got to get moved,
Every offseason, there's 30 different things that we're going into. This could happen. This year, there's another 30. And if 5 of them happen, we'll have a great offseason. If Dame and Ben Simmons get moved somehow in the same offseason, What a great offseason. Yeah. Like, I don't need any more. Like, the NBA would be so shooken up.
James Harden got traded during the season this year. Like, anything can happen in the NBA. And that's why now that the playoffs is over, we have so many things to talk about on the podcast. Like, we might have to start doing 2 a week again.
We do 2 a week.
Not really. We've been just doing every Wednesday.
We didn't do one this weekend?
No, we haven't done one on the weekend in a while. We just been doing every Wednesday.
I haven't even realized that. We haven't been doing them on weekends.
No, we just been doing Wednesdays.
That is weird.
I know. But we're going to have to start doing them. Because
NFL and
we
NBA.
have to do an NFL episode. I think that should be our next. Well, no, because episode 100.
Episode 101.
Episode 101 is going to be mock draft 2.0 because it's going to be the day before the draft.
Oh, my word.
So we have to do that. Then we have to do NFL on 102. And then we have to do like off-season predictions, trades.
Okay, just popped in my head. What are people commenting?
Oh, facts. Yep. Okay, what are people commenting?
It's got to be somebody's shirt. Because I want to go see the new Space Jam.
Oh, yeah, I wore this because of Space Jam, but it's the original Space Jam.
This weekend, we got to go see it.
Comment. What's it going to be?
Something about bugs. You could do something about bugs.
Yeah.
Or Lola.
We could.
We could do something about Lola. We really could.
Yeah, but whatever. Is everyone going to get that reference, though? Should we just make it something about Space Jam?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know. Yeah,
maybe we don't make it about Space Jam. Maybe make it about Cade. You could do something about that could be our mock draft too.
Or we could just do it for both because Cade's the GOAT.
Yeah, Cade's the GOAT.
Cade Cunningham. Comment what number you want Cade Cunningham to wear on the Pistons. Like Cade number, just something involving Cade's number. Like Cade should wear number 1.
Yep.
You know, make sure there's a guy on the Pistons that isn't wearing that number. But
I'm gonna say Cade
because I don't know what number.
8.
Every time I see his Wayne Ellington wears number 8.
I could not.
He's not gonna be on the Pistons.
I do not.
I'm just kind of fucking with you, but like every time I see an edit of Cade on the Pistons, it is always a different number. I see like number 14 a good amount. I see number 12.
I saw 23.
I think he wore number 5 at OK State, right? I think so.
Yeah, or 2. 5 or 2.
Oh, it might have been 2. The one on my phone background, he's wearing number 5 on the edit. So
I have no idea.
Yeah, comment what number you think Cade Cunningham should wear on the Pistons. What would look coldest? Yeah, that's because then it's not just you can't see someone else's comment and be like, copy it. Yeah, so I think that's a good time to hop into our news topic now. I mean, we'll talk about more NBA offseason stuff later because the offseason just started. So, yeah, that kind of hops into our next news topic. Cade Cunningham was at the Detroit Tigers game on Tuesday night, or Monday night. Yeah, Monday night. The Tigers killed him in that game too. 14-0, killed the Rangers. And he's from Texas too, so he's not fucking with the Texas Rangers no more for sure.
He's at Detroit for life.
Yeah, he was in Detroit to meet with the Pistons and ended up going to a game with his trainer and his brother. Super cool to see. I think it's kind of but Jalen Green and Jalen Suggs are both coming to Detroit this week. I think Jalen Green actually might be today, so it's gonna be weird having them in Detroit. But Cade Cunningham isn't meeting with any other team other than the Pistons though, so we don't really have to worry about too much. I don't think there's any more Cade trade talk that needs to be discussed because it's just not going to happen at this point.
It's cemented that we're getting Cade Cunningham.
I got an ESPN notification that said that Cade is excited to be in Detroit.
Yeah, I see it all the time.
Yeah.
About how Cade's management.
I want to see exactly what it was, yeah.
The thing that people don't realize about Detroit is, we were a laughing stock from 2008 to 2019. Like, complete laughing stock. Like, we weren't good. We were never going to be good. Nobody was competing. There was the one year where LeBron came out and said some nice things.
Yeah, when they swept us in the first round.
LeBron says a nice thing about every team he sweeps.
Yeah.
Like, what else is he going to do?
They suck. We swept them.
Yeah, they suck. Like, good one, LeBron. You swept them. This Detroit still is like a culture and a very rich history. And, like, there's a lot of pride in Detroit.
Yeah.
And I think Cade is extremely excited to come and be a part of that culture.
And also, like, Stan Van Gundy is not our GM anymore. Like, we have new management in Detroit. That's another thing that pisses me off. Everyone's like, the Detroit's gonna ruin Cade's career, like they always do it. Like, yeah, because we have had horrible management our we had Joe Dumars as our GM
He was awful.
for 15 years, and he was a GM when we won the championship, and he was a bad GM. Like
he drafted Darko.
Troy Weaver has in 1 year has done so much better things than probably not better than Joe Dumars, because I guess he did win a championship, but like he's done a million things better than Stan Van Gundy did in his 5-year tenure with the Pistons. So like I hate that narrative of the Detroit's gonna ruin Cade. Like,
shut up, bro.
The only reason we didn't ruin Darko, we just made the wrong pick.
Yeah, we just didn't take
We
Carmelo
didn't ruin
Anthony.
Stanley Johnson. We just made the wrong pick.
Yeah, exactly. Stanley Johnson ruined us.
How are we gonna make the wrong? The only thing we do wrong at one is not drafting Cade. You know, Stanley Johnson ruined us.
I hate Stanley Johnson.
Okay, but this was the notification. Oh, it just went away. I can pull it up really quick. But it was about Cade, and it said, "Go ahead." Say what you say.
So this whole Cade thing got me thinking. I initially was like, you know what, Sadiq Bey probably will be a little worse next year because of the way teams are going to guard him. Not with Cade Cunningham.
Yeah,
Sadiq Bey is going to be a top 30 shooter in the NBA next year.
I hope so.
Like, he's going to be open all the time. Cade Cunningham is unreal. Like, I am so excited, and I talk so highly of Cade. So, and he's not a bust. There's no shot he ever busts. He's a perfect player.
I'm so excited. I could sit here and talk about the Pistons with Cade next year for a million years. Like,
Let's talk about our plans. What are our plans for this Pistons season?
Yeah, we have to go to the opening night game, opener.
The home opener would be banana. Think about where we play in history at that point. What we tell let's say Cade goes down as one of the greatest Pistons ever. We tell our kids, we went to his
definitely
first game at home.
Greatest Piston of the 21st century, you know? Like,
yeah, like we get to look at our kids in the eye and say, we saw his first game in Little Caesars Arena. Like his very first one.
Yeah.
It'd be nuts. And we're wearing Cade jerseys while at the game. All of us.
Unless it doesn't come in the freaking mail in time.
Unless you're still waiting on your Sadiq jersey.
But I'm just so excited to see how Dwayne Casey is going to, and like I said, my narrative on Dwayne Casey flipped so much, and I think he changed with Troy Weaver too. I think he really embraced the youth movement. But I'm really interested to see how he is going to work Killian Hayes and Cade Cunningham together. That's what I'm most interested for, and I am excited to see how Jeremy Grant does. I think Jeremy Grant is going to improve actually from last year, which his numbers might not improve, but I don't know if the Pistons are somewhat decent, at least like hovering around 500, like maybe like 6 or 7 games below 500. Jeremy Grant, I think legit could be a sleeper all-star pick next year. Especially if there's injuries going on and stuff, because like he's still going to be our number one best player. You know, Cade's not going to come in to be the best player on the team.
No, and you've
and
talked
he's one of
about
our best shooters too.
Jeremy Grant is loved by like the league. Like the NBA coaches love Jeremy Grant.
Greg Popovich said he was one of his favorite guys on Team USA.
That's huge. That is absolutely huge. One thing that you mentioned again a couple weeks ago, Cade is not a generational talent.
Yeah.
Troy Weaver came out and said it. You know,
he said there's none in this class.
There's not a player in this draft who's generational.
But there's just a lot of guys that are gonna be really good players. It could be, generational.
Yeah, Cade could very well be generational. He is not some guy is generational though. He's not Zion Williamson. He's not even close. I saw something on Twitter the other day, and it was like Cade coming into the draft is better than Zion coming into the draft. That's bullshit.
No.
That is Zion the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Zion, we were talking about this last night about like how college players are making money. Like Zion is probably the most popular college athlete I have ever seen. Him, he's top 5 with Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow.
Who's another one?
He's easily no debate the basketball one. Like there's not another basketball, not even one I can think of off the top of my head. Grayson Allen.
No.
Like he's remembered because everyone hated him, But like as far as most popular dudes, those are tied top 3. Yeah. Tebow, Manziel, and Zion.
Could you throw Trevor Lawrence in there?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, you could. But I think Zion is still number 1.
Speaking of college athletes getting paid, you see the Bryce Young thing that came out?
That's why we were talking about because like how much Zion, Bryce Young making $1 million already in 2 weeks.
He's a freshman.
Imagine how much Zion would have made.
He would have been the wealthiest.
Would he made $30 million?
He might have
made more in college than NBA.
They've got to probably put a cap on it.
Probably, right?
Like
But
it's almost a little wrong for him to be making $1 million. Like I truly do believe that. Like
I don't know.
But like at the same time, like obviously he's working his ass off. But $1 million is a lot.
It is a lot.
Like that's a lot of
for
money.
an 18-year-old kid coming to college,
Like,
but I'm not saying that he shouldn't, because I sound like the NCAA.
Yeah, exactly.
governors now. Oh, he shouldn't be getting paid.
But like Zion
why not?
would have probably made more than he did in his rookie year.
Oh yeah,
like
probably
his rookie contract.
Most like But as far as like endorsements and stuff,
obviously.
yeah.
All this happens is just college players are going to get endorsed before they make it to the pros. That's all it's going to change.
Sure.
Not a whole lot. And like some like local kids, like the CMU kids, I bet you some of them get some like small like Pisanello's pizza. It's like
I wonder if that's how it's gonna work, bro.
I think so,
dude. I wonder.
Like I would think like, hey, I don't know. I have no idea. That's how I would guess.
Like, is Wes Wilson Construction gonna sponsor David DeLeo?
Andre Polk is part of Wes Wilson Construction.
Oh, that'd be funny. But yeah, that's pretty much Cade. We're gonna talk more about him.
You're gonna get sick of it
next Wednesday. Yes, trust me. Like, I think we should do a separate podcast only about the Pistons. No, I'm just kidding. But
the Pistons high tempo.
We could just make several episodes a week where we strictly talk about the Pistons. Like, and we could do it. I'm not saying we're gonna
just be friends. Make friends with Motown Noah.
That would be sick.
Guest stars
but
every week.
We definitely could do it.
Oh, easily.
Let's get on to the other news, though. We're 50 minutes in, and we are getting into the news now. Aaron Rodgers, let's talk about Team USA, actually, since we kind of were talking about them. We haven't talked about this yet. It's kind of old news. Bradley Beal, though, got COVID, and he is not traveling with the team to Tokyo. He is no longer on Team USA, which is a big hurt because he's one of the better players. He's probably a top 5 player on the team, especially with Devin Booker and Holiday and Middleton not coming yet. And Kevin Love is not going to travel with the team. He's been his injury that he was going on with all season had him. He just decided not to travel with the team to Tokyo, and he's no longer going to be on the team. So they're replaced by Keldon Johnson is one because he was one of the 3. What do they call the team again? I forget.
The other team.
Sadiq Bey was on. Yeah, the younger Team USA. Yeah. Like not stars at all.
Team USA Select.
Yeah, Select team. That's what it is. Yes, and him and Sadiq Bey and Darius Garland were the 3 guys that were filling in. And Keldon Johnson plays for the Spurs. Greg Popovich coaches the Spurs, so they just decided to keep Keldon on the team, which Keldon, did you see his stats against Spain? He had like 15, 5, and 4 or something.
Damn.
And like played really well and played a lot of minutes. I think he is a guy that Team USA needs because from the highlights I've seen, Team USA just plays a lot of iso ball, and Keldon Johnson is going to come in there and be kind of like Jeremy Grant. He's going to come in and just hustle and play as a role player like Draymond Green, whereas they don't really need another guy who's just going to ISO because it just takes away from the other ISO guys. So Keldon Johnson, I think, is going to be a good piece to them. And like I said, he plays for Popovich, so Popovich clearly likes him. And then replacing Kevin Love, obviously they had to get a big, so everyone was like, why is Trae Young not on the team? But they replaced Kevin Love with the GOAT, JaVale McGee.
I didn't get this. How is JaVale McGee on this roster?
I just wonder why he was the
pick.
The pick. Like, was there other choices?
Or was JaVale
Think of any other big men that could do it. Like, Blake Griffin was the first guy that popped into my mind. Just because Kevin Durant's on the team. There was another guy that has, and Blake Griffin has played Team. Actually, I don't know if he's played Team USA.
DeAndre Jordan could
do it, and JaVale's probably better than DeAndre Jordan. But still,
JaVale is not on the same tier of player as DeAndre Jordan.
JaVale has played with Kevin Durant, Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's he's been around.
Any Lakers on the no. Anthony Davis, bro. He's hurt. Never mind. Like, why couldn't he play on the team? But I don't know.
That was like me with the other day. Nikola Jokic? Like, Easton, you're an idiot.
But I don't know. It's just...
It's weird. He just feels so
like JaVale
out of place.
probably won't play that much. He's just another guy on the team, I guess. But they're going to be getting them other 3 guys soon.
You go back.
Hopefully Jeremy Grant can come back from his COVID stuff. He might already be back, actually. Like, that was kind of a week ago. That was old news, but...
Like, you go back and look at the old, 2012, 2008, 2016, there are some guys at the end of the bench where you're like, that dude made, Carlos Boozer.
What the fuck?
Dude, we've been doing it.
He was
all
on
episode.
that team that lost, though. He was on that trash 04 team. Was he on the really good 08 team?
I think he was on the 08
I think
team.
he was. But yeah, he was on the garbage 04 team, too.
I'm telling you, Dwayne Wade, Johnny Manziel,
Dude, the
Boozer
one was weird because we literally said that at the same time.
Same time.
Oh, my God. Why did that happen, dude?
We've been...
So weird.
That's that rhythm and flow. That's 100 episodes.
Yeah. But, why isn't Carmelo Anthony just on the team?
Dude, just toss him in the roster.
He can replace Kevin Love, bro. He
can run the 4.
Yes, he can run the 4 in EuroLeague.
He'll
Melo
be fine.
would be the best player on the Olympics team.
He's the okay.
Second
buddy.
to KD. KD would be 1, Melo 2.
Yeah, Dame Lillard is definitely 3.
Sorry, Dame, but Melo's 2. He has the most rings in American history. I think.
Medals.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, for basketball.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's the only guy with 3. I can't name another guy with 3.
Yeah, I don't think KD could be getting 3 this year.
20. Yeah, KD can be getting his
12
third.
and 16. Yeah, he could
12,
be getting
16,
his 3rd.
yeah.
But still.
And KD's probably the GOAT over Melo because Melo in 16, he was a baller.
But Melo hoops.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
Okay, yeah, but we're saying KD doesn't hoop.
Yeah, KD isn't one of the most talented players ever.
It's just wrong that he's not on the team.
It's wrong that JaVale McGee made the roster for Melo. That's what's wrong.
I just don't there's so many other guys I feel like that you could have taken.
But we say that.
But JaVale could be solid.
We haven't named a player other than Blake Griffin. I literally cannot.
I don't know why,
but
but Blake was just the first guy I thought of. Just a veteran guy. Team USA needs a forward / center.
Put Tristan Thompson out there, dude.
I'll take JaVale McGee.
No, not me.
Not me.
Not me, bro.
All right, let's quit talking about this. JaVale McGee, you're loved. I hope you do good on Team USA.
Yeah.
Do I get a Jeremy Grant Team USA jersey or no?
Probably.
Do I wait? Because I have to get a Cade jersey.
Yeah, dude, that's 3 Pistons jerseys.
And I have to get a new Lions jersey because I got to get one for when we go to the game. And my Kerryon Johnson jersey, I can't wear that.
You have a Hawkinson, don't you?
Yeah, but it's a shirt jersey.
Oh, I want to get a real Hawkinson
I could
one.
wear it, but I want to get an actual jersey. I kind of want to get a Swift jersey.
What time of the year is that game?
I'm gonna get a Frank Ragnow jersey.
That'd be cool.
That's what I'm gonna get.
What time of
the 26th of September?
How is it cold there? I don't know my months. Awkward moment on.
It'll be Ford Field is inside, so
yeah, we still have to walk.
It won't be cold.
Okay,
it'll be
I'm just curious.
Probably 60s.
Hoodie under the jersey or no?
Probably
hoodie?
not.
Okay,
maybe a long sleeve.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, football. Aaron Rodgers reportedly was offered a 2-year extension this offseason by the Packers to make him the highest paid player in the NFL and NFL history, and he declined it. So very clear that this is not about the money for Aaron Rodgers, even though the contract situation was something that he, was one of the main factors of the start of this feud with him and the Packers. And the Packers offered him this huge contract, and he declined it. We still don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. I do think he is just going to end up sucking it up and playing. I'd kind of be surprised if he didn't, but who
it's just
knows?
kind of
it is really weird still.
It's like a weird mark on your career just to say I'm done.
And it as much as I don't like Aaron Rodgers, it would be really unfortunate for him to go out this way.
Mm-hmm.
For him to, because he is one of the greats. And much I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but I definitely can acknowledge that he is one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. He's a top 5 most skilled QB of all time.
He just won the MVP.
Yeah.
What? You're going to retire the season after? Huh?
Just for him to retire, just if he quit playing because of,
and I'm not blaming
this
him when I say
feud,
that.
even if he sits out a year and comes back and next year, and it's just it's still gonna be remembered as what it's such a weird situation with him and the Packers.
And obviously, when I say that, I'm not faulting Aaron Rodgers. Don't think that I'm he's being I would be pissed off too.
Yeah.
I get,
but still
not
though,
really.
it is just
dude, just please play.
Yeah.
As much as I dislike losing to you, please don't go.
If he doesn't play though, I wouldn't be too upset. But it's just
I do want.
It would just suck to see. I'd rather have him just get traded
or something happen.
Yeah.
Have him play and he sucks. I'd be fine with that. That's cool.
Yeah, at least you played and then retire.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that for that. And then a very unfortunate news. If you have done your fantasy football draft already, F's in the chat because Cam Akers, first or second round pick in fantasy this year, tore his Achilles in Rams training camp yesterday or the day before. so unfortunate because Cam Akers was, supposed to blow up this year, have a breakout season. It's just Matt Stafford can't get a run game, bro. It's just impossible.
Cannot catch a break.
Yeah.
He's going to be throwing that thing.
I feel bad for Cam Akers, but I feel more bad for Stafford.
That's because we're Stafford fans.
No, I'm kidding. That's really mean. Shout out to Cam Akers, though. That does really suck because that does hurt the Rams. I mean, Darrell Henderson was pretty good for them last year, but Cam Akers was supposed to be the number one guy this year. And like I said, that is the number one reason why I don't like doing fantasy drafts early. No, I wait till the 2 days before the season starts.
You wait till the
Labor Day.
Preseason.
I wait till the very last moment to do my drafts because of injuries like this.
Injuries ruin
prime time reason. Yeah.
Like imagine taking Cam Akers in the second round. Like it's
imagine
hard,
drafting him first round, bro.
It's tough to rebound. Are we gonna do this next topic?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's intro it.
Yeah. So we're doing fantasy, we were just talking about it, but fantasy football is coming up. It's kind of a thing already. Like we have our dynasty league, so kind of paying attention to that. But we are going to be doing 3 fantasy sleepers that we are, you should look out for in your fantasy drafts and guys that we might be looking to draft as well.
And this one is like
I kind of did like one for each of the 3 main positions.
It's very different for like, so my league, there's 8 guys in it. Your league, there's 10. A sleeper 12. A sleeper for you is way worse than a sleeper in my league.
I get that too, yeah. But I'm in an 8-man league, and my family league is 8-man too. So like my family league team is always way more stacked than like my friends league.
Yep. I've got like 7 dudes in mine.
I wrote 5 dudes down, but I wrote 1 wide receiver, 2 running backs, 2 quarterbacks. I want to do 1 of each, but
definition of sleeper can just go. There's so many different ways.
Yeah, because
there's gonna be a second round sleeper.
That's literally my sleepers are like different, and I'll explain why I think they're sleepers and stuff too. So I'll let you go first.
The first one, he was on my breakout players this year. Guys that I expect to break out.
I was gonna write down one of those guys, but I didn't just because we did that.
Repetition.
Yeah.
And I was initially doing this. I was gonna write down surprisingly Joe Mixon, the guy I hate the most.
I'll never draft him.
Just got a new offensive tackle in Penei Sewell.
He's on the Lions.
Oh, who's the offensive tackle for the Bengals that they just picked up?
They signed somebody, yeah.
Who did they just get?
Well, they drafted Jamar Chase, but they signed somebody in free agency. Yeah, they got like 3 new dudes on their line.
Yeah. Anyways, I was gonna do Joe Mixon, but I went with the wide receiver that I think is gonna break out, even with Jamar Chase there and Boyd. I'm still going T. Higgins. T. Higgins is a monster. His route running is unreal. One of the best rookie wide receivers in a stacked rookie class last year of wide receivers. And Joe Burrow's going to be back with a new line. He's going to be slinging that thing all over the field. Joe Mixon will probably score a lot of touchdowns this year. So also look out for Joe Mixon in your fantasy.
T. Higgins definitely could be a sleeper too because he might get drafted later just because of Tyler Boyd and Jamar Chase. You're thinking, he's not going to get many catches. Well, yeah, I like that one. So I'm going to say a guy that I have 2 guys that have the same name here. DJ Moore and DJ Shark. Shark, I didn't write him down, but he was a guy that I put on my breakout list. Jaguars have Trevor Lawrence, quite an upgrade at quarterback. Their offense definitely did improve. Their defense still sucks, but who cares? Their offense is going to be better. And Shark is going to be, I think he's going to be the number 1 guy there, definitely. So, but DJ Moore, I have him as a sleeper, and like he's a weird sleeper because he's probably going to be like a 4th or 5th round pick. That's just kind of off brand what I'm thinking, but I think that Sam Darnold, I kind of think he's getting slept on. I think he's going to have a pretty decent season. The Panthers upgraded a lot this offseason. Curtis Samuel is gone, so it means more production for DJ Moore. They drafted a wide receiver as well, but Christian McCaffrey is back too, so I think him being back is going to make the run game a little better, which I think only helps the passing game, honestly, because then it's both threats. So I have DJ Moore as a sleeper.
Yeah, and I definitely like DJ Shark. I expect him to have a great year for the Jags this year. Like, great year. Because if he's having a great year, it means T-Law is having. I'm calling him T-Law. His new nickname. Nice is that a nickname that he gets called?
I think so.
T-Law is going to. If Shark's having a good year, so is T-Law. Yep. And I really want that. My next guy, who is an absolute sleeper, he might not be an absolute sleeper. He's really good, but he might be forgotten about at this point, coming off an injury, and that's Courtland Sutton. The issue with Courtland Sutton, however, is not anything to do with him. It is Drew Lock that is the issue. Will he get the football consistently? He's playing next to Jerry Jeudy, so great wide receiver duo, which opens up the field. I prefer taking a wide receiver who has another wide receiver next to him.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't triple team that guy. Like Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton, you're not double teaming either one of those because it leaves the other one open. So Courtland Sutton, I expect him coming off the ACL injury. I really hope he's not losing any speed or quickness because he is all of that. I'm really excited to watch him come back and play football.
It's funny because I was literally gonna write down Courtland Sutton, but then I was like, I can't really put Sutton because of Drew Lock. That's literally like why. That's the main reason. And Drew Lock definitely could be, and Teddy Bridgewater he's there too, so maybe he'll start. But I think Sutton is a sleeper just because of he's bouncing back from an injury, and before his injury he was really, really good. So yeah, I think he's a sleeper too because he'll be getting picked later. As far as one of my running backs though, I have a guy who's on the same exact team as Courtland Sutton. I have Melvin Gordon as a sleeper actually this year for fantasy. Melvin Gordon had a sneaky, actually solid year last year in Denver, almost rushed for 1,000 yards. But he was on my fantasy team, but I never really played him. But Phillip Lindsay and him were kind of splitting touches the entire year. Lindsay's gone. He's in Houston now. Royce Freeman, who was kind of getting a little bit of touches. I don't even know if he's still on their team or not, but Broncos' offensive line is pretty good. I mean, it's a good offensive line when healthy. And Melvin Gordon, like I said, is going to be getting most of the touches this year. And especially if Drew Lock sucks, they're going to have to hand the ball off a lot. So I think, and he's going to be drafted, I think, pretty low just because everyone thinks this narrative of him that he's just a guy that used to be good that fell off, which he still could be pretty good this year.
My next sleeper, and I'm going to rattle off a couple names here. The guy that I'm going with as my last sleeper, I did 3 wide receivers. I think it's honestly, there's more sleepers than any other position at wide receiver.
So.
A guy that I expect to have a very good year this year. I'm going to name the quarterback too. Daniel Jones, I expect to have a very good year. But the sleeper pick is Kenny Golladay. I think Kenny Golladay will have a great season. Daniel Jones, if you're looking for your backup quarterback, take that guy. He runs well, he passes well, he makes good decisions. I'm super excited for this team.
I don't know about makes good decisions.
He plays for the Giants. He can only make so many, I guess. You can only make so many good decisions.
He definitely needs to have a breakout year this year.
And I do expect him to.
Yeah.
But Kenny Golladay is that guy. Short yardage, one of the best touchdown catchers.
A lot of weapons in New York, too, so I think that helps him out.
A lot of touchdowns waiting to be caught in New York, and he is one of the best at it. So, easy points for short yardage touchdowns.
My next running back sleeper, my last running back sleeper, he was a guy who I had on my team for a little bit, and I don't remember even which league I had him in, but it's Damian Harris of the New England Patriots. I think that Damian Harris was super under the radar last year for the Patriots. Sony Michel went down with injury, and Harris kind of came in, and Burkhead was also out with injury too, so Harris was like the only guy that was getting a lot of touches, and he did pretty well in those touches. He would have a lot of games where he would have high yards and not score a lot of touchdowns. The only problem is he doesn't really catch many passes out of the backfield. Hopefully that can get improved this year, but he's a guy that's going to get drafted really low. So I think that as far as his draft value, I think he's a sleeper.
Another guy that I want to mention, he's not a sleeper by any means, but he's a guy that I think if he falls to you, and I say falls, but there's probably 6 dudes in front of him that I'd take at his position. Don't be worried or nervous to take Jonathan Taylor. That dude he's probably a 1st or 2nd round pick, right?
Yeah, he's probably, I would say probably
second.
I would say 2nd round pick probably.
There's probably 6 running backs better than him, 7, 8 running backs.
The only problem is with him though is that Colts backfield is loaded.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys back there, and they like to give touches to Nyheim Hines and Jordan Wilkins, and Marlon Mack is back. Or wait, did he go to another team?
I have no idea who Marlon Mack is, in all honesty.
Really? He was good like 2 years ago, and then
really?
he was hurt all year last year.
All I'm saying is don't be afraid to take Jonathan Taylor. He was on my team last year, and I loved him for like
I have him in my dynasty
7
league.
games of the year, and then the other 6, you're like, or other 9, you're like, what the hell? Give him the football. Like he'll have,
and that's the thing. His
5 touches one game.
His
or
bad
20.
games were just not getting touches. Yeah, it's not like he just
exactly.
performed badly.
So that is the nerve-wracking spot, but also
take the risk.
Take the risk.
Fuck
like
it.
risk reward really is here. Another guy that you should just take first round is Austin Eckler.
Oh,
Dude's
yeah.
a monster.
Eckler's going to be nuts. Yeah, I was going to put him, but he's
not a sleeper.
It's hard to say
He's just
sleeper for like a first round pick, you know?
Yeah, but he is
Eckler's going to be
GOAT.
good. Yeah, he's going to be so good, especially in PPR.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to name both of my last two here, both quarterbacks. I think that drafting a quarterback is kind of, unless you're drafting Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson guy. I mean, Lamar, and not even really
Patty.
Lamar.
You can say Patty Mahomes.
But I wouldn't. Patrick Mahomes is going to be a guy that a guy will spend a second round pick on. And it's just like, it's not worth it because Patrick Mahomes is going to get 3 or 4 more points per game average the whole season than Ryan Tannehill will, you know? So Ryan Tannehill is one of my sleepers. That Titans offense is absolutely stacked this year. Like, he has crazy weapons, and Tannehill is one of the best decision makers in the NFL. He's not going to, throw 60, 70-yard crazy sidearm bombs like Rodgers or Josh Allen, but he's just going to make the right play. And with all the weapons he has and a pretty good offensive line and Derrick Henry, I think that getting a guy like Tannehill and spending your top 7 or 8 picks on wide receivers and running backs and your tight end and then settling for Tannehill, I think is the smarter move. I've never been a big fan of drafting like one of the top QBs in the top 5 rounds. I'd never have spent a top 5 pick on a QB. And then my other quarterback sleeper is Kirk Cousins. I think that Kirk Cousins is going to have a pretty good season because of the Vikings improving as well. The Vikings have one of the best duos in the NFL wide receiver-wise. Dalvin Cook, one of the best running backs, and their offensive line got really good this offseason too. So he's another one of he's my last sleeper.
Granted, they're in the same division. Extremely excited to watch Viking football this year.
Vikings are going to be good, I think.
Vikings are extremely fun to watch, and I am a Kirk Cousins fan.
I think he gets so much unnecessary hate.
Me
I think
too.
He's pretty underrated.
I think he's underrated.
I mean, he's
hell.
overhated for sure, but I think he's underrated, though, definitely.
Kirk Cousins, the greatest Spartan quarterback ever to live, right? Is there a better Spartan?
Connor Cook was better. But
I meant in the NFL careers. Is there a better quarterback?
Probably. I mean, yeah, I can't really think
of another one.
Especially older, dudes from way back when, I couldn't tell you. But Brian Hoyer, a pretty good
screw
backup.
That dude. I hate that guy.
That's the only other guy.
Yeah, that's the only other guy I even know. Rocky Lombardi will
Drew
take the
Stanton,
cake.
he played for the Lions. He was a backup. Those are the only guys I can think of, though.
Yeah, Michigan's got a pretty good all-time best quarterback. He's decent.
He's all right.
He's decent.
Anything else we got to talk about? Or
I don't think so. Episode 100.
100 is coming this weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to have, if you're listening right now, we'll give you a sneak peek. We're having Willie, Berryhill, and Tebow on. We're playing a fun game. So.
Yeah. Willie, Tebow, Berryhill.
5 guests, first time ever.
Yep.
It's going to be fun. We're not doing Jeopardy. We're just doing a brand new thing that we haven't done. And I'm super excited to do it.
Yep.
I think it's going to be really random and just funny and fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Expect a super long podcast. It will not be a short podcast at all.
I don't think so.
I'd assume hour and a half.
Hopefully our audio quality is pretty good. It's probably going to be loud. We'll make sure to turn down the mics a little bit.
Yeah, we'll work out all the kinks. Just leave that to us.
Yep. All right. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Peace.